Good afternoon. Here's the national news from BGI TV. Baba Bagire TV. I am Sanut Olakomi Ajikade. First, hear the major headlines for the national news. I was beaten a lot by teachers because I avoided school farm, says President Buhari. Gbajabiamila plans removal of honorable from representative designations. Akeredolu frees 7 inmates, expresses optimism of Greater Nigeria. Ganduje sacks commissioner who insists he resign voluntarily. Syrup sues Wike, Okowa orders over 625 billion naira largesse. Impose restrictions on travelers arriving from China to avoid COVID surge, Falan tells federal government. Government abducts retired colonel, 2 children in Zamfara state. 7 die in Lagos-Ibadan road accident. And lastly, on sports. Awoniyi named man of the match in Nottingham Forest draw against Chelsea. Now hear the news in details. President Muhammadu Buhari had disclosed he was flogged severally in secondary school by his teachers for always avoiding the school farm. The president said this in a documentary titled Essential Muhammadu Buhari, which aired on Sunday, January 1st. While recounting his early days in high school, the president said the teachers of his generation were dedicated to the profession. Teachers of our generation are absolutely committed and dedicated. They treated us like their own children. If you do well, you will be praised before the classroom. And if you perform poorly, you will be flogged on the buttocks with your face on the wall. There is no way I can forget Malam Abdul. He was a very strict person and he didn't spare the rod. We call it bulala. Then we didn't like the rainy season because we had to go to the school farm. All that said by President Buhari. Members of the House of Representatives may no longer be addressed as honorables as the Speaker. Femi Gbajabiamila has sponsored a bill seeking to change the lawmakers' appellation to representatives. The legislation is titled A Bill for an Act to Amend the Legislative Houses, Power and Privileges, Act 2017. Already members of the Ninth House, including the Speaker, have been using representative before their names instead of the honorable or own that has been used to the ages. Gbajabiamila is now seeking to legalize the change in the address and designation of a member through the amendment bill. To mark the New Year celebration, Ondo State Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu yesterday pardoned 7 inmates at the correctional center serving various jail terms in the state. Akeredolu, in a statement issued by his chief press secretary, Richard Olatunde, said this was in accordance with the power conferred on him by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He noted his decision was important for the recommendation of the State Advisory Council on Prerogative Mercy that the inmates had undergone reformation at correctional centers and they are good of conduct. The governor also reduced the period of imprisonment of 11 inmates, 7 of the inmates sentenced to death by hanging, by their conviction reduced to life imprisonment, while the years of imprisonment of the remaining 4 inmates were reduced. Kano State Governor Abdullahi Ganduje has sacked the State Commissioner for Religious Affairs, Dr. Muhammad Adam, over alleged unguarded utterance and insubordination, while announcing the sacking of Adam, who is also known as Baba Impossible, Commissioner for Information and Internal Affairs, Malam Muhammad Garba. In a statement on Saturday, said it was with immediate effect. Garba said the removal of Adam as commissioner and member of the State Executive Council followed his unbecoming attitude as a public servant as well as unguarded utterances. Garba pointed out that the removed commissioner was also found to be running the affair of his office as a personal business and literally reducing working days for the staff of the military, except Wednesdays and Fridays. Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project has sued oil-producing states for allegedly failing to account for the 626 billion naira recently paid to them by the federal government. The payment to Abia, Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, Delta, Edo, River, Ondo, Imo, and Cross River State cover 13% oil depletion subsidy and sure pay reforms. The reforms date from 1999 to 2021. In the suit number FAC/ABJ/CS/2371/2022 and filed last Friday at the Federal High Court, Abuja, Serap is asking the court to direct and compel the governors to disclose and publish spending of the deprivation, subsidy, and sure pay reforms. A human rights lawyer and senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, has asked the federal government to make compelled person arriving in Nigeria from China to produce negative COVID test results. In a statement on Sunday, Falana warned of the consequences of not adopting preventive measures as other countries, especially in the face of China's recent easing of restrictions. He said the rickety state of Nigeria's healthcare delivery system makes it a matter of urgency to prevent another COVID-19 outbreak. It is a public knowledge that there has been a COVID-19 surge in China in the last few weeks. He said the Chinese authorities have been reporting about 5,000 cases a day. Some analysts have said that the crisis has been underreported by the Chinese government. Gunmen suspected to be bandits have kidnapped a retired colonel, Rabiu Yandoto, and his two children on the Gusau-Tife road in Zamfara State. An indigene of the area, Mohammed Azan, said Yantoro was going to his hometown together with his two children on Sunday night when he was ambushed by the bandits and taken to the forest. Azan said the bandits ambushed the retired colonel on Sunday night and kidnapped him along with his two children and two other victims. We heard gunshots and started running into the bush for the fear of the bandits, but later realized that the colonel Yandoto was their target. Azan added, Yandoto is a close political rival to Senator Kabiru Marafa and has been campaigning against Marafa's ambition of winning election in 2023. He is the leader of the Zamfara All Progressive Congress political group called Weda Shinkafa, with the sole aim of ensuring that Kabiru Marafa does not win the senatorial seat come 2023. The Ogun State sector of the Federal Road Safety Corps has confirmed the death of 7 passengers in a fatal crash around Gùnm on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway on Sunday. The Supreme Road Commander and Public Education Officer of the sector, Florence Okpe, confirmed the incident in a press statement in Abeokuta, the state capital. According to her, the suspected cause of the crash was excessive speed on the part of the Toyota bus driver, which led to a loss of control. A total of 25 persons were involved. 16 persons sustained various degrees of injuries, while 7 persons were recorded dead from the crash. 2 others were rescued on earth, she said. And lastly, on sports. Super Eagles forward Taiwo Awoniyi was named man of the match following Nottingham Forest 1-1 home draw against Chelsea on New Year's Day. Awoniyi got 39.7% of the vote of Cote d'Ivoire defender Serge Aurier, who scored the equalizer for Nottingham Forest. Aurier scored 28.4% of the vote cast by the fans. Awoniyi was recognized by the fans for his impressive all-round display in the game. The 25-year-old has also scored 3 goals in 15 league appearances for Steve Cooper's side. Forest are now third from bottom of the Premier League, standing with 14 points from 17 matches. Inferior goals difference means West Ham are above them and outside the relegation zone. And that concludes the national news for this hour. But before we go, here's some of the major headlines once again. I was beaten a lot by teachers because I avoided school farm, says President Buhari. Gbajabiamila plans removal of honorable from representative designations. Akeredolu frees 7 inmates, expresses optimism of Greater Nigeria. Ganduje sacks commissioner who insists he resigned voluntarily. Syria sues Wike, Okowa, orders over 625 billion naira largesse. Impose restriction on travelers arriving from China to avoid COVID surge, Falana tells federal government. So join us on all our social media handles on Facebook as Gbagedemo with Alawi Adebayo. Follow the page and share the page. And on Instagram as Gbagedemo_22. Follow the page and share the page as well. And on YouTube as Baba Gbagedemo TV. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn your post notification bell. And for your advert, call the number displaying on the screen. Thanks so much for always watching our news on BGI TV. I am Sanut Olakomi Ajikade. Bye.
If you want to know what's going on in city, or you want to listen to the latest news and gist, no stress, oh, just tune to BGI TV. BGI TV. You are